See, in last lecture, we already discussed about introduction of linear regression. Let us revise that within a 2 to 3 minutes and then we will continue. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now see, what is the definition of regression? Regression in simple terms, we can say that it is the functional mathematical form or relation, mathematical relation or functional relation between two variables. According to our syllabus, here we have to study for two variables only. There may be more than two variables, but which is beyond of our syllabus. If there are two variables, let us say x and y, height and weight, and if we want to find out the value of one variable for the given value of another variable, then we have to use the concept of regression. Because there are two variables, there are two regression lines. If there are three variables, there are three regression lines. If there are n variables, there are n regression lines. So here we have two regression lines because of two variables. One is regression line of y on x, other one is the regression line of x on y. Y on x regression line is having standard form like y equal to a plus bx, and x on y regression line having standard form is like x equal to a plus by. Both are linear function. Here, if we are able to find out value of a and b, then for the given value of x, we are able to find out the given estimated value of y. Here, same thing. If we are able to find out value of a and b, then for given value of y, we are able to estimate the value of x. Our main objective is to estimate the value of one variable for the given value of another variable. That is our main objective of regression line. Okay. Now, the question is how to find out value of a and b. So for that, we require some information. Either it is current information or past information, but we require some information. So let us assume we have some information for x and y. X, you can say that height, y, we can say that weight. So there are, let us say, 10%. Their height and weights, we have the data for that, and using this data we are able to find out the value of a and b. How to find out a and b? Just find out a very in simple way. Just take bx in another side. So we get y equal to a plus bx. So a equal to y minus bx. So if we know the value of b, x and y, we are able to get the value of a. But the question is, what is the value of which value of x and y we have to assume, because we have number of values of x and y. So let us take the average value of x and y. So which is denoted by x bar and y bar. So now x bar and y bar is very easy to calculate by using the data. Now the question is how to calculate b. So to calculate b, there are number of ways. This b, if it is regression line of y on x, then this b is denoted by byx. If it is a regression line of x on y, then b is denoted by bxy. So byx is the regression coefficient. It is known as the regression coefficient of regression line y on x, whereas bxy is the regression coefficient of line x on y. Now you can substitute the value of a y bar minus bx bar here. So we get y equal to, if we substitute this value of a here, so what we get? We get y equal to, instead of a you can write y bar minus bx bar plus bx is already there. And then after you can see this y equal to y bar minus bx bar plus bx. Now take this y bar in left side. So y minus y bar equal to bx minus bx bar, and you can take b outside, so we get y minus y bar equal to b in bracket x minus x bar. This b is nothing but byx. So this is another form. So there are two form of regression line of y on x. One is this, y equal to a plus bx, where a and b there are two constants. Now instead of putting the instead of a, if we use this formula, then we get another form of regression line of y on x having only one constant. Which constant? B only. Similarly, you can find out regression line of x on y by putting the value of a equal to x bar minus b y bar here. So we get another form of regression line of x on y. So we get two form of both the regression line. One is x on y and other is y on x. Here there are two constant a and b. Here only one constant b. Now the question is how to find out b. And now the question is what is b? Let us discuss b in detail also. So see byx. If you remember in your 12th standard, byx is also known as slope. Now, any of you know what is the meaning of the slope, or what is the interpretation of byx? Any of you? What is the interpretation of byx? Any of you know?
So it's regression line of y on x. Sir.
Yeah, it is a regression coefficient of y on x. That is the name. Now the question is what is the meaning of byx, or what is the meaning of slope? What is the meaning of slope? Any of you? Meaning of slope. Yes, please. Okay. Now, what is the interpretation of byx? If byx is, let us say byx is 5. What is the meaning of this? If byx is 5, what is the meaning of that?
Sir, can I?
Yes, please.
Sir, if the value of the interpretation is if the value of x changes by a unit, then the value of y changes by 5 units.
Perfect. Superb. And that is the same meaning of slope. Slope indicates the same thing. So if byx is 5, that indicate if x is change 1 unit, then on an average y will change 5 units. So see, if my regression line is like this, y equal to 3 plus 5x. If this is my regression line, here a equal to 3 and b equal to 5. Now can you tell me if we put x equal to 1, what we get y? If we put x
8,
equal
sir.
to 1,
8,
8. And if we put x equal to 2, then
30,
and 3,
18,
and for 4.
23, sir.
Now see, if x is change 1 unit, y is change 5 unit. If x is change 1 unit, y is change 5 unit. X is change 1 unit, y is change 5 unit. That is why slope is 5. So this indicate, this byx indicate the average change in the value of y for the unit change in the value of x. Okay. Now, if you remember, this is the symbol. Do you know what is the meaning of this symbol? Dy by dx? Any of you know what is dy by dx?
Derivative?
Correct, absolutely right. Derivative of y with respect to x. Okay, do you know what is the derivative of y for this function 3 plus 5x? What is the derivative of 3 plus 5x? What is derivative of 3?
0.
0. It's constant. And what is derivative of 5x?
5.
5. So what is
1.
dy by dx? Ultimately 0 plus 5 means 5. So dy by dx is 5. What is dy by dx? Now, any of you know what is dy by dx? What is the meaning of dy by dx? It is a derivative of y with respect to x. Now, what does it mean in simple language? What is dy by dx? It's indicate the same thing like slope. It's indicate change in the value of y for the unit change in the value of x. Change in the value of y for the unit change in the value of x. That is why derivative is also known as slope. Derivative is also known as slope. So dyx, dy by dx or byx or slope all have same meaning. Change in the value of y for the unit change in the value of x. Okay. Now, actually derivative, right now we are not going to discuss derivative in detail. Okay. Now, let us continue. See, because there are, now the question is once we have a value of b, you can use a value of x to estimate the value of y. The question is how to find out b. So there are different formulas to calculate b. Now the question is on which basis we are able to find out the value of b, means by which criteria we are able to obtain the formula of b. The answer of that is least square method. The answer of that is least square method. By using least square method, we are able to get the value of b. Because there are two variables x and y, there are two regression line. One is y on x, other one is x on y. In y on x regression line, we can estimate the value of y for the given value of x. We can estimate the value of y for the given value of x. So, say, what is the logic behind this least square method? Let us discuss that one. Actually, it is beyond of our syllabus, but let us discuss that one. See, we have different values of x and y. If we have different values of x and y, and if we plot that values on graph paper, maybe we have a graph like this, Now we know that if we have points like this, then we can say that it is a positive correlation. According to the scatter diagram, we can say that there is a positive correlation. Now the question is, we want to find out the value of y for the given value of x. So for that we are required to find out one line which is known as regression line, linear line. So you can draw line like this or like this or like this. Anyone is possible, or like this or maybe like this. So any type of line is possible. Now let us assume we have a line like this. Now see, for the given value of x, if you want to find out the value of y, so for given value of x, if you want to find out the value of y, so this value of y is here. So we get the value of y for the given value of x. But for this value of x, y is, let us assume this. So whatever the difference of these 2 points, because this is the actual value and this is our estimated value. So whatever the difference of these two, that is known as what? Error. So what is error? Y minus y cap. Y cap is the symbol for the estimated value of y. So in regression line of y on x, we have to find out the difference, horizontal difference. That means the difference of y. That is, y is the horizontal axis, x is a vertical. Sorry, I'm sorry. Y is the vertical and x is the horizontal. So in regression line of y on x, we have to find out vertical difference because y is on the y axis. That means vertical line. So this difference is known as error. This difference is known as error. Maybe this is a positive, negative error. This is a positive error. Depends. Now, because of this positive and negative error, if we add all these values, you will get always 0. So to remove the sign, we have to take square. So we have to take square of this error and we have to add this. If this total is minimum, let us say 0. Now can you tell me when we get this total 0? Any of you? When we get this total 0, y minus y cap the whole square, total of that means we have different values of y minus y cap the whole square, and we have different values, and if we add we get 0. Can you tell me when this type of situation is possible? Y minus y cap the whole square, the total of that is 0. When this type of situation is
It is not possible, sir. It is not possible, sir, I think.
Okay, can you tell me why it is not possible? Yes, you are right.
Because sir, whenever we getting the square, it will be converted in minus and will converted in the plus sign, sir.
Correct. You are absolutely right. But there is one situation when all values are 0.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When all values are 0, when we get all values 0?
When, sir, there is not available any difference, sir.
Correct. That means your y and y cap are same. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Means your error should be minimum. Means y minus y cap the whole square becomes 0 if y and y cap are same. Yes or no? So what we want to minimize this. If it is 1, then maybe there is some values are there. Deviation is there. If it is 2, then deviation is there. If it is 10, then deviation is there. So if more values is there, more deviations are there. If less values are there, less deviation are there. And that is why the name of the method is least. Least means what? Minimum square. We want minimum square. But what? Square of what? Square of error. So that is why it is known as the minimum sum of square of error. Minimum sum of squares of error. Minimum sum of squares of error. Sum means total of square of error. Error means y minus y cap. If this value is minimum means least, then we have baseline. That is why this method, name of the method is least square method. The same logic is there for this x on y regression line. Okay, now we already discussed few results. Let us revise that one. There are two regression line. One is x on y, other one is y on x. We already discussed this one. Now the formula. This formula you have to learn. Okay, now see, this is the first formula. Y minus y cap equal to b in bracket x minus x minus x bar, y minus y bar, or you can write y equal to a plus bx or x equal to a plus by. It's replicable only, nothing difference here. Instead of x and y, you have to change x and y only. That's it. Okay, you have to interchange x and y. You will get here in y or x, if you interchange x and y, you will get x on y regression line, nothing else. Okay, now what is byx? Byx, there are different formulas. How to obtain this formula? By using which method? Least square method. You have to learn all these formulas. Byx equal to r into sy upon sx, or bxy equal to r into sx upon sy. You can interchange x and y here. You can interchange x and y. You will get this formula. Now, if we put the formula of r, covariance of xy upon sxxy, and keeping this sx upon sy as it is, and if we cancel sy, we get covariance of xy upon sx square, that is byx. Now if we put the value of covariance of xy, we get another form of byx. This we already discussed in our last lecture. Sigma x minus x bar y minus y bar upon n into sx square. What is the formula of covariance of xy? Sigma x minus x bar y minus y bar upon n. Now if we simplify numerator, we get sigma xy minus n x bar y bar upon n sx square. Now once again, see, if we interchange x and y, you will get this formula. So see, instead of x and y, if we write y and x, but multiplication is there, so it's xy only. Instead of x bar into y bar, you can write y bar into x bar, it's same thing. And instead of x, if we write y, we get this formula. Now there are number of other formulas for byx and bxy. Which formula we have to apply, it depends on the given data. According to data, we have to change the formula. This is another formula. I will put the PDF file of everything, so no need to copy right now. No need to copy right now. No need to waste time. Just listen carefully. And you will get all this material in our chat, so no problem at all. See, byx, sigma x minus x bar y minus y bar upon sigma x minus x bar the whole square. This is another form of byx. If we simplify numerator and denominator, you will get another form of byx, and sigma xy minus sigma x sigma y upon and sigma x square minus sigma x the whole square. You don't have any option except to learn this formula if you want to find out the answer of the given question. So learn the formula. There is no another alternative available. Okay. Now if we take if x and y are very large, if we want to reduce that in a small number, which is known as the coding of the data, another name is the transformation of the data. So convert the big values of x and y into small values by using the coding. So by using coding means by subtracting something and dividing by something from all the observation, we get one new observation which is denoted by, let us say, u. If we subtract a, means a is any assumed value, any constant number, c is also any constant number, so x minus a upon c, we get one new variable u, and y minus b upon d, we get another variable v. So instead of x and y, you can use u and v. Instead of x and y, you can use u and v. And because of one of the property, regression coefficients are independent by change of origin but dependent by change of scale. We have to multiply this by these numbers, d by c, and here we have to multiply by c by d. What is c and d? That is whatever we divided divided x minus a, that is c. So you have to write here c in denominator, here d, so that you have to write d in denominator. Okay. Now once again, what is the see, if you remember the one of the property of correlation. Correlation is independent by change of origin and scale, whereas regression is independent by change of origin but not by scale. Origin means subtracting or adding something, and scale means dividing or multiplying something. So here if we multiply or divide something, then we have to write the effect of that in our formula. That is why we have to multiply it by d by c, and here c by d. Okay. Now this part is also denoted by same like this, b by x. Instead of y and x, if we put v and u, then we get n sigma uv minus sigma u sigma v upon n sigma u square minus sigma u the whole square, which is same thing here. So instead of this byx, we get bvu into d by c. So this is another formula of byx, bvu into d by c. Here buv into c by d. Now this formula is totally new for you, this formula number 9, that we will discuss whenever we require that type of situation for a bivariate frequency distribution. We will discuss this bivariate frequency distribution in detail, maybe not in next lecture, but another lecture after the next lecture. Okay. See, we will discuss this in detail in that lecture only, so no need to waste time right now. Now let us discuss properties. So there are number of properties of regression coefficients. First, if we multiply byx and bxy, then we get r square. So if we take square root on both the side, we get r equal to square root of bxy into byx. So we can say that correlation is the geometric mean of regression coefficients. Once again, correlation is the geometric mean of regression coefficients. Now what is the question of geometric mean? If you want to find out geometric mean, we have to multiply and we have to take appropriate root. Because there are two numbers, we have to multiply that two number and we have to take square root. If there are three numbers, then we have to multiply three number and we have to take cube root if you want to find out geometric mean. So correlation coefficient is the geometric mean of regression coefficients. That is the first property. Second property, sign of bxy, byx and r should be same. Now listen, if r is positive, means correlation is positive, then bxy and byx should be positive. If correlation is negative, then bxy and byx should be negative. So the sign of bxy and byx is depends on r, because this is the formula of byx, r into sy upon sx. We know that standard deviation cannot be negative, so this value is always positive. Now if r is negative, byx is negative. If r is positive, byx is positive. That is why, and the same thing is here. If r is positive, we get this positive number because this is always positive, and if r is negative, we get this value negative. That is why bxy, byx and r all must have the same sign, and all depends on the sign of correlation. If correlation is positive, bxy and byxy both are positive. If correlation is negative, bxy and byx are negative. Now if r equal to plus or minus 1, that means if there is a perfect correlation, if there is a perfect correlation, that means perfect positive correlation or perfect negative correlation. In both the case, what we get, r square becomes 1. So bxy into byx becomes 1. So when r equal to plus or minus 1, we get bxy into byx equal to 1. Or you can say that bxy equal to 1 upon byx or byx equal to 1 upon bxy. That means if r equal to plus or minus 1, two regression lines are reciprocal to each other. Two regression coefficients, sorry, not line, two regression coefficients are reciprocal to each other, and that is why two regression lines are always perpendicular. So if r equal to plus or minus 1, we get two regression line perpendicular. And if r equal to 0, if r equal to 0, that means either bxy is 0 or byxy is 0, because if r is 0, r square is 0, and multiplication to number is 0, that means either bxy is 0 or bxy is 0. That means we can say that two regression lines are coincide. Okay, now regression coefficients are independent by change of origin but not by scale. And now one other property, we know that correlation is always lies between -1 and +1. So if we take square of that, we get positive value only. So r square is always lies between 0 and 1. R is lies between -1 and +1, so R square lies between 0 and 1. But we know that R square is nothing but bxy into byx. So what is the meaning of this property? If we multiply two regression coefficient, we get, if we multiply two regression coefficient, we get, if we multiply two regression coefficient, we get R square, and R square is always lies between 0 and 1. That means two regression coefficients cannot be more than one simultaneously. Once again, two regression coefficients cannot be more than one simultaneously. If this is 2 and this is 5, then we get 2 5s are 10. So it is not between 0 and 1. That is why two regression coefficients cannot be more than one simultaneously. They can be less than one simultaneously, or if one is more than one, other one should be less than one in such a way that multiplication of that should be less than or equal to 1. Okay, now see, if two regression lines are perpendicular to each other, I'm sorry, previously we will discuss that if there is a r equal to plus or minus 1, then two regression lines are perpendicular. That is wrong. If r equal to plus or minus 1, then two regression lines are coincide. And if r equal to 0, then two regression lines are perpendicular to each other. I am sorry for that. See once again, see, if r equal to plus or minus 1, then two regression coefficients are reciprocal to each other. There is no relation with perpendicular or parallel. Once again, if r equal to plus or minus 1, then two regression coefficients are reciprocal to each other. It is not related with the lines. It is regression coefficients. Now, if r equal to plus or minus 1, if r equal to plus or minus 1, then we can say that two lines are coincide. And if r equal to 0, then we can say that two regression lines are perpendicular to each other, means there is a 90-degree. Perpendicular means there is a angle of 90 degree between two regression coefficients, and here angle becomes 0 if r equal to plus or minus 1. One another and property, and last property, if we solve two regression equations, one is x on y, another one is y on x, and we get the value of x and y, that x and y are nothing but x bar and y bar, means two regression lines are intersect at their mean, that means x bar and y bar. So if we have a two regression line, then if they intersect, then the point of intersection is nothing but their mean of x and y. So I think this is enough for today. In next lecture we will continue with example. So if you have any of you have any problem, let us discuss that first of all.